All right. Sahi puruchit ojasa virukmata didiyano bhavati druham tarach parashukhna druham tarach viruchid yasya samritau shruvad vaneva yatsthiram nikshahamano yamate na ayate dhanvasaha na ayate. Many things illumining with his wide shining energy, he becomes one who cleaves through those who would hurt us. Like a battle axe, he cleaves through those who would hurt us. He in whose shock, even that which is strong falls asunder. Even what is firmly fixed falls like trees. Overwhelming with his force, he toils on and goes not back. Like warriors with the bow, from the battle he goes not back. He does not return, he goes only forward. So let us look into the words. Sahi Puru Chit Ojasa Virukmata. Ojas, you know the word ojas. We had recently the Ayurveda presentation on ojas, what ojas means for our body and our life. Ojas is a power which is accumulated within, power of soma actually, purified and distilled and prepared for offering to the higher consciousness or higher power in us. It's a power of life, soma. It generates tejas, yes, this luminosity of the body. So with this ojas, it is from root vaj. From here we have other words like ugra, for example, fierce, powerful. Or vaja. Vaja is the plenitude. Sri Aurobindo translates as a power of plenitude. So with his plenitude, force, virukmata, shining, wide shining energy, Sri Aurobindo translates. Many things, puruni, literally, this is Vedic plural, singular, that Napunsakalingam, neuter. So Sahi Puruni Chit, should be Puruni in classical Sanskrit. Ojasa Virukmata Didiyanah. He's illumining Didiyanah. He makes it shine with his shining plenitude and force many things. So he illumines many things with his powerful luminosity. Bhavati Druham Tarach, and becomes the one who destroys the Druh. Druh is the one who betrays or hurts. The hurters he destroys, becomes the one who cleaves, as Sri Aurobindo says, through those who would hurt us. Like the battle axe, Parashukhna Druham Tarach. He cleaves through those who would hurt us. Interestingly, that Sri Aurobindo translates the whole sentence for Druham Tara, for the one who would hurt us. Would, he puts this in a subjunctive sense, modality to it. Interestingly, this is something to think of in grammatical terms, those who study Sanskrit, Tara. This is also a very ancient way. You can see I put here the vocabulary for us. Druham Tara, overcoming the injurer or demon. Tara is from root 3, to cross over. From here, Tarati in classical Sanskrit means saving. Yeah? because bringing us over the river to another shore. Saving means bringing to another shore safely. So you can see here red, I marked red, it's from the dictionary. 1, 2, 3, 4 words which are met mainly in this hymn. This is happening very often, but with this hymn it's even more often. You can see 1, 2 only in this hymn. I'm just marking them. 1, 2, 3, 4. These words are met only in this hymn. 6. So if we count how many words are met only in this hymn, there will be kind of dozen of words which you will not meet anywhere else in the text. So you're free to translate them or interpret them, and Saina gives his interpretation, but we have to use our knowledge of grammar and etymology in order to arrive at more meaningful translation. So druham, druh, mitra druh is a well-known word in classical Sanskrit, the one who betrays the friend, the traitor. Interestingly enough, in Russian language, druh means friend, just the opposite. That's why there are so many traitors in Russia. So druh means also drugoi. It's the other, someone who is different from you. So this difference is underlined, and with this difference, it's quite interesting. Dru, if you take etymologically, you would feel this tearing. Yeah, dri is to break. From here we have dvish, also duish is to hate or dualizing. Dva, dru is this sense of separation, yeah, in duality. So this kind of who crosses us beyond the duality, beyond those dualizers, haters, or who cleave us, as Shubhendra translates. Cleaving is actually dualizing, making duality from oneness. So you can see that this general significance dominates the major meaning. So he who illumines many things with his luminous force and carries us beyond dualizes, like the axe, battle axe, so carries us beyond the dualizes. Viruchit yasya samritau, and in meeting with whom yasya samritau, or in the battle, in the collision with whom, viruchit, even viru, even hard things, shruvad, become split. Vaneva yatsthiram, as if vanani eva yatsthiram, as if the forests or the trees, though strong, they split with the axe. So this kind of emphasizing on strong things all the time is taking place in this hymn. In the next verse also. And he is nichshahamanach yamate. He's working constantly without withdrawing his force. Naayate. And he's naayate. He's not withdrawing, coming back from the battle. He goes only through, forward. He's never retiring from what he takes, what he hits upon. As if the soldier with a bow, he does not return, he goes only through. This is his power. Let us look into the next verse, which will be re-emphasizing this one even more. Dridhachit asma anudur yatha vide. Tejishtabhi aranibhi dashti avase agnaye dashti avase. Prayakpuruni gahate takshadvaneva shochisha sthirachit anna nirenati ojasa ni sthirani chid ojasa. So ojas again is mentioned several times. His strength, his energy. Even things strongly built, they give to him as to one who knows. I will dwell on this knows later. One gives for safeguarding by his movements of flaming power, gives to the fire that he may guard us. Into many things he enters and hews them with his flaming light like trees. Even things firmly fixed he tears by his energy and makes his food. By his energy, even things firmly fixed. This firmly fixed, sthirani, these dridhani, hard things and steady, difficult to break, whose form is very firm and fixed. Even these things they offer to him for transformation. What does it tell you, actually? I would like to know your meaning. Today I was reading this and I was thinking, never could totally understand, but today it seemed I understood. I saw why Rishi is always saying that even hard things, even things which cannot be broken, are given to him and he manages them. What does it really mean? He can melt the metal and the stone. He can make out of the stone the flow of the river. What does it really? What does he want to say? Actually,
that the divine is all powerful and that he can do anything.
right. But from the psychological point of view, when do we give to him things which are fixed and difficult to break?
I guess that's human nature. All our obstinate obstacles to surrender.
Right. So not only things prepared for his flaming we can give to him, we can give to him things which are very difficult for us to change.
Vladimir,
Yeah.
I mean, this image of boundaries collapsing is coming up for me when I listen to this. It's so beautiful and powerful. In an earlier session, we were just talking about this 4 different levels of knowledge. So how one distances oneself and even from away from the mind and able to see it from the witness consciousness. But always there's a boundary. I mean, organizations and all, we have that, which is very strong. And somewhere the heart is not open. So when this thing is kindled, and there opens a
These
space
boundaries,
within.
what is this mechanical kind of firm something which started to exist by itself, which has its own kind of formation, its own separateness, its own meaning in itself, thing in itself, actually, which is he can break through those boundaries. It's a good word, boundaries, or that which is kind of framing us into particular way of being. He can break through. He can chew on it. He can burn it away and open us up to the divine origin. He can do everything. So the most difficult things to offer to the divine, we don't do usually. We offer something which we know will work or on the way that we want to get. But we don't offer that. We don't want to be changed. Because somewhere in ourselves we believe it's not offerable, because it's very hard. It's hard for us. How can I really offer it? I can't manage it myself, so how can I offer this to the divine? It won't work. I'm just trying psychologically to dig into this. What is this firmness which we are afraid to give to the divine? For example, our false movements of our nature, our hidden and secret, I don't know, desires, something which we are not proud of in our life, some crookedness in our lower nature. Those things we do not offer to the divine. We don't come to the mother and say, look at me with all my weaknesses, and mother says that only those who can do this, they are true children of the divine, who can really offer to the divine impossibilities of their transformation. And the divine will take it. That's what the hymn says. The divine will cleave through it. So it gives us a kind of a confirmation, so we don't need to be afraid to offer to the divine anything, everything, most impossible things, formations. It will take them. It has the power to change them, to break through boundaries, as you said, Deepti. That's why he insists on this. Dredhachit, even hard, asmai to him, anoduch, they give, offer, yathavide, as if to the one who knows. Knows here, the root vid has a meaning who finds the way to deal with them. Knowing means finding the way to deal with this formation, knows how to deal with this form. And Tejishtabhich aranibich dashti avase. Interesting. And one serves for his growth, avase, with the most luminous aranis. Aranis are those, two sticks which are creating the friction. Yeah? It is in between these two aranis that fire is born, by the pressure of the upper on the lower. And these two aranis are compared always with mental and physical consciousness. They are creating the friction, and the fire is born. By the pressure of the mental on the physical, that consciousness, that the flame is being born. Gorgeous. And interestingly, Tejishtabhi, by the most luminous. So Sri Aurobindo translates it a bit differently. One gives for safeguarding by his movements of flaming power. One gives for safeguarding by his movements of flaming power. So he translates this Tejishtabhich aranibhich as the luminous powers one gives for safeguarding, Ava said, for the protection. Avas in other places he translates also as from root av or root u, to grow, to expand, to occupy the inner space, and in that way to protect or safeguard. Safeguard means occupy, fully occupy, leaving no extra space. We have it in our mantra. Vaktaram avatu, avatu vaktaram, avatu. Yes, avatu means may he grow within and occupy fully the space, and by that protect us. So safeguarding means occupying fully, leaving no space for hostile forces, being present everywhere. So by this, with the help of the most luminous powers, one serves him for the growth within. To Agni one gives Dashti. Dashti is an interesting word. Also here it is Dash. And you can see Dashti is used only here in this hymn. To serve or honor. But it is from here Dashushe, the one who gives, or Dashuch is the one who sacrifices, who gives himself. So the most luminous powers one gives oneself for the growth of Agni. For Agni, for his growth one gives or serves him. Prayach Puruni Gahate Takshatvaneva Shochisha, also beautiful. Into many things he enters. Puruni Gahate literally dives. He dives into many things or into many places and hues them with his flaming light like trees. Takshat Vaneva Shochisha. Takshat literally cuts, like a carpenter. Yeah? Takshati means carving the wood, yeah? And carves the forests or the trees with his luminous flame. Shochisha. Sthirachid Anna Nirenati Ojasa. Even things firmly fixed, he tears by his energy and makes his food, and by his energy even things firmly fixed. Ni sthirani chat ojasa. Sthirani, firm things. Anna nirinati, interesting. He cuts them, the strong, firm places, things, and makes the food for himself with his force. So he can burn everything. Stones and metals and wood. Wood goes like butter for him, yeah? Because wood is the organic matter. It is the animated matter, full of ojas. Yes, vana. It's an interesting word because there is also oshadhi. Oshadhi are the greeneries. Yes, they contain osha. Osha is the flame, the heat. So the plants generate and contain the heat within. That very energy which then later becomes oil and gas. That oil and gas which we are pumping from our earth is the layers upon layers of millions of years of trees. Trees which were turned into the oil and gas, which we are now burning. This is that containing heat, containing energy. It's quite amazing how our civilization came to be on Earth. That we are actually living from organic matter mainly. Even our oil and gas are from organic matter, from which all these plastics are produced, nanotechnology, you name it. Everything is made out of those trees, trees from the past. And fire is hidden there within. And then number 5, tam asya priksham uparasudhimahi naktam yah sudarshataro divatarat aprayushe divatarat Ad asya, ad asya ayur grabhanavad viru sharmana sunave bhaktam abhaktam avo vyantah ajara agnaye vyanta ajara. Can't find the rhythm. Bhaktam abhaktam avo vyantah. No. Bhaktam abhaktam avo vyanta ajarah agnayo vyanta ajarah. Now I found. Tam asya prikshat uparasu dhimahi. Also very archaic words. You can see how many of them. Upara is used. Aprayuh is used only here. Divatarat only here in this hymn. Grabhanavad only here. So all these words are used only once in this hymn. Tam priksham dhimahi. Priksham is an interesting word. I took it, I think. No, I didn't. I thought it was quite clear. Okay, priksham is from root prich. We have this Prishni word of the Divine Mother, which is connecting the supramental and lower creation of a mental mother, so to say. Prishni. She is depicted as a many-colored cow with many colors. And Priksham is a mixture of colors, mixture of forces, plenitude we can translate. Sri Aurobindo translates fullness, Priksham. Interesting. Yeah? We meditate Dhimahi on that fullness, Tam Priksham, of him, Asya, of the upper level, on the upper levels, Uparasu. Interestingly, that Upara here in the dictionary given as under, lower level, not higher. And Sri Aurobindo translates on the higher levels. I was thinking that maybe we on the lower levels think of him, of his fullness. So when we are on the lower level, we are below, then we think of him as above. Yeah? I thought, why should Aurobindo translated Upara as the higher? Maybe it is higher originally. What do you think? Upara. Do you have Upar? You have in Hindi. Yeah. Most probably that is from that. Upara, Upar.
Vladimir, what is Parardha and Aparardha? Parardha is the lower one or the higher one?
Parardha is the higher, Aparardha is the lower. Apara is always lower, Para is transcendent, so you go, cross over. Yeah?
So
Para.
could it be Para over here somewhere? Uparasu.
Para, Upara. Maybe. So U has this meaning of vastness. This word is used also to indicate Uru. We have other words, Uru, Urvashi, yeah? Prithu, also Pru, Pu. So this Uru, Upara, the vastness beyond. Maybe. It's an interesting kind of suggestion. So we think of that fullness of him from the beyond, or we meditate upon his divine plenitude, transcendental plenitude. Naktam Yah Sudarshataro, and who is even more beautifully visible, Sudarshatarach, Divatarat, from day, who is even more visible in the night than in the day. Aprayushe divatarat. Sri Aurobindo translates Aprayushe as undeparting, for he is undeparting life brighter than in the day. Let me read Sri Aurobindo's full name. We meditate on that fullness of him on the upper levels. This fire, the vision of whom is brighter in the night than in the day, for he is undeparting life brighter than in the day. This undeparting, we have to come to it, aprayusha. Then does his life grasp and support us like a strong house of refuge for the sun, ageless fires moving towards the happiness enjoyed and that not yet enjoyed, moving his ageless fires, ageless ajara, moving, occupying, aspiring his ageless flames towards bhaktam, that which is already enjoyed, shared as enjoyment, and abhaktam, which is not yet shared. Sri Aurobindo adds not yet shared. Literally not shared. But Sri Aurobindo changes this, not yet enjoyed. So they will be enjoyed definitely, no doubt. There is nothing which cannot be enjoyed in the universe by the divine will. So we see him shining in the night more. This is also a very interesting indication why the night is there, Nakta. Nakta is actually sharpening our vision of the divine. That is the purpose of all anti-divine forces. Yes? They are focusing better our look on the divine. We can see the divine better. Because in the day when he flames, he's not so visible as in the night. If the light is everywhere, then where would you see the fire, the flame? So he's visible in the night better than in the day. And why? Because for his departure life brighter than in the day, undeparting, for his undeparting life force. Pra ayuh. In the dictionary is given differently. Aprayuh. Nothing even said about, not even translated. Pra-ayuh, so forward life force. Aprayuh, not forward, or which does not have life force in one direction, or whose life force is not going out to some other place and leaving us without it. Yeah? It's this kind of perception that his life force is constantly being generated from within. So sorry, I don't know what happened. There was no disconnection, nothing, it just Zoom did this. Yeah, you see how difficult is text. It's very difficult to get out of it anything which is psychological immediately. It's kind of packed in the language, which is also not very clear, very archaic. I was kind of doubting whether we should go through such hymns where not much is clear. But then I thought we have to, because you have to see the difficulty of Rig Veda, yes, of its interpretation.
You-
Vladimir, what is Dhimahi actually in this verse?
We meditate upon, we fix our consciousness upon, we.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you.
First person plural. Mm. You
Yes,
have
it's,
Dhiyo Yonah this, yeah? Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. You have this in the Gayatri Mantra. Yes? Somebody wanted to say
yes, I really appreciate how you can elucidate the text and give some psychological interpretation. It's really very helpful, even though it's difficult.
something. Right. Well, if we find the right solution for the difficult text, it's a big breakthrough. It's like we are breaking through the formations, through those boundaries, you know, and we find our way to the divine.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I like the challenge, but sometimes I'm thinking about others listening to all this mumble jumble, trying to find a way. But you can help. You always can help. You give your ideas, bring your thoughts. It's important because this is the time.
Vladimir, let me just jump in with my thought, which is that I was thinking of all these solid things as the body, because that is the most difficult thing for the spirit to conquer or to overcome. And it is the material part that we need to sort of, we need the most help because we are most attached to it. So I don't know whether that's a thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen the movie which was a science fiction movie, which is called Lucy, where she gets some special kind of pills or something which transform her um, cerebral capacity. It grows in percentage from 10% to 20 to 30 to 50 and finally 200% fully aware, full awareness in the body. And that it's very interesting idea at the end. When she was 80%, she was almighty powerful. She could see through and understand everything. But she wanted to have 100. Yeah? And for that, she said, we have to force with full kind of blast the body because the cell, she says, the cell will protect its boundaries. It will not permit the breaking of the body. It will hold onto its own formation, which was secured over these millions, billions of years of evolution. Cells survived, and these cells want to preserve their own, functionality, identity. And so to break the boundaries, she had to create that blast for the body to become fully aware of in the body, to become fully aware of the divine presence. So this is something what you said, Kinshuk, the body. The body has its boundaries, its own habitual ways of being, which manifested over a long period of evolution and survived. It's a big thing. Survival is a confirmation that it was the right movement. So now to change that is not so easy. Mother was working on this also, to create the immortality in the body. That mortality of the body, that hardship formation from the past, from the inconscient, that has to be broken. So I agree with you. This is a very deep look at the transformation of our life on earth. And he breaks it once in a while. All right. So interestingly, also grabhanavad word, as if the foundation, then does this his life grasp and support us. Grabhanavad, as if grabhana is grasping and also giving the foundation. Yes, Sri Aurobindo translates in two words. His life grasp and support us. So he does not hesitate to translate the same root twice. To grab and support. Grab is the same etymology, actually. Grasp is the same from grab and grach. These are these Indo-European roots. As if a protection for the sun. What is this protection for the sun? Viru, firm protection for the sun. Sun, suname, sunu. For the sun means for his own son. Who is this son? What do you think? A strong house of refuge for the sun from the capital S. Shirpindu is writing. Then does his life grasp and support us like a strong house or refuge for the sun. Ageless fires moving towards, yes?
Is that the psychic being?
Yeah, most probably yes. It is the divine in us growing here, which needs protection, which needs a foundation for its own life. Yeah, it needs a context, a surrounding. So he creates that firm protection, Sharman. Sharman is also blissful protection, and Viru, strong and blissful protection for the divine spark in us, for the Son of God. In the heart of every man. And his life force, Ayuh, Asya Ayuh, Grabhanavat, as if the foundation and the grasping or enveloping makes the strong Viru Sharmana, as if strong shield or shell for the Sunu, for the one born within. So Agni, with his flames, generates the surrounding of the soul. Bhaktam abhaktam avach. This avas again, this growth with filling in and protecting, which is enjoyed or shared, bhaktam, and abhaktam, which is not yet enjoyed, the expansion. Vyantach ajara, the deathless flames expand or grow. How the hell does it translate? Moving towards the happiness enjoyed. So Vyantach literally, did I take? Yes, I took. To go, to approach, also to grasp, to seize, to accept, to enjoy. All these words expressing this V movement. Also to attack, to assail, to punish, to avenge even. So to his deathless or undying or ageless flames attack or not attack, assail, not assail. What do? They seize the growth which is enjoyed and not yet enjoyed. Such an abstraction. We are developing new capacity of language and thinking. Yes? We're using words in such a different way that that even poetry is becoming kind of very far-fetched impossibility.
Vladimir, I have a question.
Yes.
How can the happiness not be enjoyed? Not yet enjoyed. What does he mean?
Literally, bhakta is something which is shared with joy. Literally shared with joy.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept of bhaga. Bhaga is from root bhaj, to share. Yeah? Enjoyment or ananda or bhakti from here, yeah? Devotion. Something which is shared is enjoyed. Interesting, yes. So which is
Yes.
not shared is not enjoyed, yeah, yet. And he moves towards that which is not yet shared to enjoy it. He wants to make which is not yet enjoyed, enjoyed, or which is not yet shared, shared. So what it means shared, actually it is breaking those boundaries, and connecting it to the flow of the divine delight. When we become separate, we enjoy for ourselves, selfishly. But when that boundary is broken, then we don't live for ourselves anymore.
Hmm.
We live for the divine flow, for the divine delight. So we give ourselves totally for
True.
this, and we are free. So those his ageless flames try to possess the growth towards everything which is already shared or broken for the divine, and not yet broken, not yet open to the divine. So it wants to take part of our being which is preserving itself for itself and open it up to the divine.
Thank you. Clear now.
Vladimir, this ageless fires. I mean, at one place you have the strong house of refuge. So it's creating, it's building, it's also destroying. So creation, destruction, sustenance, the three aspects. Agni has all three. I mean, what is the relation there?
Yeah, this is something for our mind which is operating with either or. It becomes kind of a challenge that all of them are there. It's like Usha is called the Purani Devi Yuvati. Yeah? She is ancient and ever young. So how is that ancient and ever young in one person? Yeah? Same here. Yeah? Ageless fires, that means original, always there, always being generated, and always destroying something which preserves itself for itself, which wants to sustain itself separately from the creation. That what Sri Krishna in the Gita calls thieves. There are thieves in us which want to preserve their life for themselves, who cook for themselves and eat by themselves for themselves. They are thieves because they don't give the delight which came to them from elsewhere, from the divine, to other beings. They do not share. So sharing the delight is bhakta. Bhakta means sharing. So the delight shared and the delight not yet shared, his flames are seeking to seize and to grow through avas, to expand through shared and unshared. They are ageless flames. They are eternal, immortal flames. He is the immortal among mortals. He is never aging, ever young. Fire is ever young. His flames are ever young. And they're trying to seize everything here in this manifestation, what is meant to be the divine, but did not yet become the divine, is not yet shared totally with the flow of the divine consciousness and bliss. It is shared partially, but not fully yet. When it will be fully shared, then it will become immortal in its own formation. I think this is the movement towards immortality. That's why Agni is so central for this purpose of transforming our mortal life into the immortal. Shared. Everything has to be shared. The delight is to be multiplied. From the divine to the divine, all the forms have to share themselves with all other forms of the divine, as it is in the supermind. All right, I will stop here, number 5.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. This is something new. So what are your thoughts? Share your thoughts. No, I will not share my thoughts. I'll keep them for myself. Otherwise fire will come and will share in spite of you without the rest. Jessel, you be it.
Yeah, it just, came to my mind that I think fire does become a very important element as not fire, but as energy or heat, right? And if you in all that we're talking and I know I just keep going back to art, but even in the art, the symbolic form of fire is very consistent, especially in sculptures. Like if you see the Nataraja, and you see any of the prominent sculptures, you will see a very decorative element of fire in it.
You mean the fire is hidden somewhere in the symbol?
Yeah,
It-
as in as the way I'm understanding today, and we're realizing that fire is in a way related with energy, right? Or as a motion. And if you look at a lot of Indian art, it's so graceful, but it's so strong, right? That there is this. And if you look at the Nataraja, and you see the ring outside, and that's fire, right? It's not petals. So many people, like, when we go to museums and all, we just take them as petals, as because they look like that, but it's actually fire.
Flames, yeah.
The iconography is of fire. So it just came to my mind. And I always even had this thing, that why is all in the figure, but the elements that go around it, it's so decorative, it's so graceful, it's never angular, you know. And I had asked someone this, who's doing, I forget his name. Uh, so he told me because our whole philosophy is connected to fire, which is always in motion, it's movement, it doesn't have any form, right? Like it's not angular, like there's no definite form to it.
Mhm.
uh, that was just his reading, but then I just started looking at art like that,
Giselle, even the hair of Shiva in that
Yes,
denotes
yes,
that, right?
it is, yeah. This is when you start looking, then you will start observing all the elements like that.
I think fire is a universal symbol for fire in the heart, the aspiration for the divine. I think
Mm.
it occurs in some other cultures. I know here there's a church, the Methodist Church, which has a symbol of fire they always use. So I think it's pretty wonderful. I have a statue of Shiva Nataraj, and it's really wonderful with the fire all around, the ring of fire. I love it.
If you
Mm.
look at creation without kind of filters of knowing anything, that the heat which is generated by fire, it's a miracle, you know. Suddenly the heat is being generated, you see the flame. If you look at the sun, it's a miracle, yeah, total miracle, as kind of expressing itself in the light and heat. And this heat is ayu, this life energy, without which we would not have life on earth. We need the life energy of the sun. We need the life energy of the earth also. Within the earth there is the nuclear, the central part, which is the sun within and the sun without, above and below. And these two suns generate so much energy. And that heat, which we take for granted, we don't know what heat is, why temperature is growing, what is temperature really, truly speaking. Who knows, yeah, about temperature? It's energy. Yes, energy is another word. We are kind of covering by words the meaning from ourselves, kind of hiding the meanings. But if you burn it, and it burns from some food, it breaks the boundaries, it breaks the food, and it reveals its inner nature of the flame, of the truth. What is the truth within? Yes, it's not yet that which is to be manifested, because we don't want to burn.
Mastery.
By whom?
Martha.
Thank you. Thank you so much for finding that. Deepti.
Oh, it's amazing. I was wanting to ask Vladimir, like, whether it is Robin, Jayashree, Martha. I mean, so much treasure out here. I'm like, just listening to y'all, like, Vladimir, I was just telling her, I just bought her book.
Quest for knowledge.
Quest for Knowledge and Mastery, a comparative study of motivation in the light of Sri Aurobindo.
Oh, beautiful. I'll get the book too.
Thank you.
Lovely.
I really appreciate your having that, Deepti, and I hope that you'll enjoy reading it.
Kari, what
Thank
book is
you,
it?
Martha.
Pardon?
What book is it? I didn't see the cover.
The Quest for Knowledge and Mastery.
It's from the Ashram Press, so it's available
Okay.
in Shabda.
Lovely. Martha is a very good writer. Whatever she writes, it's so beautifully composed, so well measured, and meaning is beaming through. We've been already with Martha through her readings. She read passages to us. It was very enlightening.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we know. So it's really worth reading. We also will order it. It's just recent, or it was before?
It's 2008.
Okay, that's how we know each other. You were reading to us from this book, yes? Yeah, I think so.
Yes, part of it.
Yes,
Little
yes.
bit. Mhm.
Right. All right. I'm sorry for these glitches all the time. I don't know what it is. I have to check with my computer. So we can stop here today and catch up next time and see where it leads us, this strange hymn of breaking boundaries and burning through and cleaving through hard places, and why it is so. But it is a part of the process which we should not miss, and know about it, that everything is possible with the divine for guide. So there is no transformation which is impossible in this world. Everything can be turned into the divine prototype and reveal the divine properties. Very optimistic statement. even the hard places. The hardest place is Adri, that infinite inconscience, yes, that hard rock at the bottom of inconscient, which is absolutely impossible to break. But even that, it can be broken. Yeah. Okay, so I will close with mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.